Welcome back to another edition of Ballaholics, the show for those who simply cannot get enough about basketball. I'm Sam.
I'm Rob.
I'm Pete.
What's up, guys? We actually got our baseball experts in the building, so we're going to do a lot of MLB today. We're going to talk about the Washington Nationals advancing to the World Series. We're going to make predictions on who we have, the Yankees or the Astros, to face the Nationals in the World Series. We're going to talk about who's going to win the AL pennant. Last but not least, we're going to do some NBA. Of course, this is the show for those who simply cannot get enough about basketball. So we got to talk about which player in the preseason has impressed us. So first off, let's talk about the Washington Nationals. Let's start. Rob, what's your reactions against them making it to the World Series?
First off, they beat the Dodgers, and then they won 4 games in a row and they're in the World Series, so they definitely made a statement. Although I feel the AL will eventually win the World Series, it's not a sure shot bet for the AL. So basically they have a shot, and they really made a statement in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, someone was saying the other day how the Nationals are low-key nice. They're not low-key nice anymore, obviously, but they're still one of those teams that still, even though they're in the World Series, you sort of can't wrap your head around it, especially because they were 12 games back at the All-Star break, which is kind of wild. They had a 0.1% chance of making the playoffs to begin with, so it's pretty impressive. But they do have a really good team now that they're in the World Series. It's pretty evident, and all their players are stepping up too, which is kind of cool.
I agree. Well, when I think about the Washington Nationals, 2 words come to mind: mental toughness. The Washington Nationals, no one was really talking about them in the beginning of the season. Obviously, their best player, Bryce Harper, left to go to a crosstown rival in the Philadelphia Phillies. He was not the best player?
No, not even close.
Who was the best player?
Max Scherzer is their best overall player. If you're really talking about, he's a pitcher. So
well, they lost a quality player. They lost a quality player, Bryce Harper.
They did.
Superstars, still.
They did, but they also didn't. Juan Soto he had a much better, at least I think, much better season, much more noticeable season. Batted .285. Bryce Harper batted .260. So he had a much more efficient season. Howie Kendrick is unbelievable. He was a great pickup. So they lost Harper, and it sucked in the beginning of the year, but I definitely don't think the Nationals are really upset that he's gone.
All right, but listen. I'm talking about in the beginning of the season. They lost their superstar. People were talking about the Yankees winning. They're talking about the Astros winning. They're talking about the Phillies now possibly winning. No one's talking about the Washington Nationals. They lost their player. They've had past playoff woes in the past, and they start off the season. They go 19-31 record, and they're way out of contention. No one has them. They're in a hole. They're literally deep down into the grave. They dug themselves a huge hole. But somehow, some way, these players found a way to make it work. And they went on a 74-38 run, I believe, and winning, and that's one of the best records in the MLB. And now here they are, sweeping the Dodgers. Everyone thought the Dodgers were going to win. That was another team that was one of the wide favorites. And somehow they beat the Dodgers, and then they sweep. They get the broomsticks up because they sweep the Arizona Cardinals.
No.
St. Louis.
St. Louis Cardinals.
I'm thinking about the NFL. See, my mind's in the NFL. Say the St. Louis Cardinals. So right now they're in the World Series.
The Cardinals weren't. They beat the Braves, but that was the Braves' fault. They really weren't a playoff team to begin with. I don't think. That's why I'm really not that impressed. The Dodgers is the more impressive feat, definitely. The Cardinals are whatever. They had a couple good players, but nothing crazy. I don't really consider the Cardinals a playoff team to be honest.
Not a playoff team?
Yeah, no.
Either way, you sweep the Dodgers, and I just love how the Washington Nationals, they had so much adversity coming in, and I love how it took them. I feel like when they lost Bryce Harper, when they lost that, and they had that really tumultuous start, 1931. That's what did it. That's they pulled the switch. They switched it up, and they were able to win. So I think they were very persevering.
The NL East was the Mets and the Nationals were. It could have been either. It's kind of crazy to say, and I'm actually gonna talk about the Mets. It very much could have been the Mets in this situation. Probably wouldn't have beat the Dodgers, but it could have been them if they just continued to stay hot through the end of the year and didn't get hot for a little bit after the All-Star break and then slowly cool down. So it could have been either one, I really think. But the Nationals are definitely better overall.
Well, you talk about the Mets, New York Mets, New York Knicks, New York teams have that curse, so you can't really be surprised at that point.
Not my New York
Mets
team.
played good baseball. They really did.
And then they didn't, which is usually the case.
So, obviously the Washington Nationals are now in the World Series. They're awaiting, the matchup with the Yankees and the Astros in the AL pennant. Now, which one of these teams do you guys believe the Nationals should fear the most to face?
I'm really being honest. I don't think they should fear anyone. They literally weren't even supposed to be here. If you're in that position, who cares? They made it to the World Series. They do not care. I guarantee it's more nerve-wracking. It's going to be more nerve-wracking for the AL team because to get out of the AL pennant, the AL is going to be a lot harder,
tough.
And they're going to be exhausted. The AL teams are going to beat the crap out of each other until they play the Nationals. The Nationals are going to be well-rested. They have 3 unbelievable pitchers.
Strasburg,
Scherzer, and Anibal Sanchez, who has been amazing lately. I would honestly say I'd fear for the AL teams, and I'm being serious about that. Yeah, I'd fear for both AL teams because they're going to be beat up 100%. Their pitchers are going to be worn out, and that's what's going to win.
What do you think, Rob? You agree with Pete?
I'm AL.
You're AL?
Yankees fan.
I'm a Yankees fan too, but
I don't care with the realism.
So my one cause
Yankees.
of concern for the Washington Nationals is if the Yankees advance, the Nationals, they're a great team overall, but their relief pitchers aren't so great. I mean, they've had the highest out of any MLB team in the regular season. They posted the highest ERA. Now the Yankees, they have sluggers in the Bronx. I mean, you have Giancarlo Stanton, not Giancarlo Stanton.
Don't
Aaron Judge, Edwin Encarnacion,
Don't
DJ Gregorius. I know they're in a slump right now with the Houston Astros, but come on, that Minnesota Twins series, they have it going, bro. They're gonna eventually find their way. DJ Malahue? DJ Malahue. LeMahieu. I call him DJ
Stanton
Malahue.
ran to first base the other day and strained his quad again. Played 17 regular season games, 5 playoff games, $25 million, and we're stuck with him for 10 more years.
yeah, that was a bad sign.
That's
Same thing with Harper.
That's the one thing.
To Harper almost.
That's the one other thing about the Yankees. The one thing that worries me about the Yankees is that they invest so much in the batters, but Brian Cashman didn't trade for a pitcher, and that might be hurting him right now.
Oh my God, no.
No?
It wasn't his fault. Not many people want to trade with the Yankees either. It goes both ways. It wasn't like he wasn't trying to get a pitcher.
There were plenty of pitchers on the market. Justin Verlander at the time back then. Zach Greinke was also on the market back then. There were so many other pitchers. Look what he did against the Yankees the other day.
He's going to get smacked up today, Greinke, when he pitches.
Yes, he's going to get especially in the Bronx. I could see Greinke getting
4
taken out in
innings,
the third
4
inning.
runs.
Yeah,
at least
easily.
Which game? He was game 1, game 2?
One.
He was game 1. Okay, I apologize.
First time through the order, he was 9 up, 9 down. After that, everyone was on him.
I'm talking about the trade deadline this season. It was Trevor Bauer and Marcus Stroman. Those were really your 2 main guys that you wanted to sign. Obviously, Stroman went to the Mets. It sucks, but it wasn't as if Cashman was just not going to pitch.
Bro, you have so many batters. You have so many. You have a
They also have a lot of
plethora
pitchers,
of batters, and you cannot trade for one pitcher. You can't give up one of your sluggers for ace.
Well, not many people want Stanton. He's a big contract. You can't just trade away these guys. You got
Encarnacion we signed so the Red Sox couldn't have. There was literally no other reason.
When Encarnacion was during
we signed him essentially so the Red Sox could not get another batter. In the beginning of the season, we could have traded for Cole, who was 19-0 after beating the Yankees since May 11th. But we would have had to give up Andujar, who was supposed to be our number 1 rookie, ended up being injured the entire season, and Clint Frazier.
But that's the other thing. We have we have an influx. Clint Frazier. Didn't we send him to the G League, or I don't know what they call it in MLB? Did we send him to the minors? They sent him to the minors because we have so many batters. Trade one of the batters and get a quality pitcher.
So many batters
alongside Masahiro Tanaka.
You look at Gio Urshela, even Frazier. No one was expected to hit like that, and at the beginning of the season, I remember the last time I was on the show, we were talking about if they're going to be okay with the injuries, and just so many guys stepped up to the point where Luke Voigt was your hottest hitter the last time I was on the show about 6 months ago. Didn't even make the playoff roster.
Yeah, well, I think he's still hurt. He sucked at the end of the year. That's because he's still hurt, I think.
That's true. So as a whole, we're going to say that you believe that the Washington Nationals have what it takes to defeat the Yankees and the Astros, and you're saying it's quite the opposite. You're saying that the Yankees and the Astros, no matter which AL team advances, will defeat the Washington Nationals.
They have what it takes. I agree with him.
I don't think the Nationals will win.
I'm just still going AL winning.
I don't think they'll win.
Oh, you don't think they'll win? Okay.
But I wouldn't, if I was the Nationals, I would not be.
You're not fearing either one. You have the dog mentality. You got the mama mentality here.
I wouldn't care, if I'm the Nationals.
All right, so let's get on. Let's talk about Bryce Harper a little bit because we talked about it earlier. But how much does this hurt Bryce Harper's legacy now that the Washington Nationals are making it to the World Series without him?
Just them winning the first round, it already hurts, and then everything after that is just salt in the wound. He's definitely punching the air right now. I can't see how he isn't, unless he doesn't care about winning. But I think he does.
Let's just take a time. Let's take a time to look at Bryce Harper right now. Let's take a live look at Bryce Harper. All right, so let's go back to Bryce Harper. So here's what I'm saying. The one thing I'm going at. Bryce Harper, you can't advance with the Washington Nationals, but then you sign with the Philadelphia Phillies, and there are such high expectations there about winning it all, and then you lose. The game that the Washington Nationals beat them in during the regular season was the game that made them clinch a playoff spot. And then a couple days ago, on Bryce Harper's birthday, that's the day out of all the 365 days, that's the one day that you advance to the World Series. That's gotta hurt. It's gotta burn.
I don't like to talk Bryce Harper. I like Bryce Harper.
I don't blame him.
I like
if someone
Bryce.
offers you
Hey, I don't blame either.
$300+ million,
I'm not complaining.
like,
You know,
the super contracts are insane.
I mean,
I
yeah,
like-
12
I agree.
years.
I agree.
Like, how do you know season-ending injury this year?
Definitely.
I like him as a player, and I think what the Nationals are doing is just kind of unexpected. I think they would have done it this year with or without him too.
People, even when the Mets, like you said before, they made their run with the pitching
Yeah.
they had, they could easily be in the same position if they were hot again playing the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's just a matter of who gets hot.
And baseball's a sport like that.
Yeah,
It's not definite like basketball, as we saw for the past 4 years with
That's true.
a team like that being the Warriors, where it was just unreal.
Brown. Brown.
Ronnie,
Brown.
Who do you have? Clippers or Lakers? Just quick.
Clippers or Lakers?
Top of your head.
I mean, this is definitely off topic, but yeah, the Clippers are gonna win.
Okay.
Easily.
Deal.
Easily.
I just want to know.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Yeah, definitely. You know, because now, you know, we're speaking about basketball, so you know what? We might as well just move on to the NBA segment. We're going to talk about, I don't know if you guys have been, ooh, I actually skipped the segment. Oopsies. Okay.
What's the segment?
Go back to Yankees.
We're going back. All right, just wait. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to cut that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So let's just harp back on the Yankees and the Astros on their quest, you know, to make it to the World Series, they're winning the AL pennant. So Yankees and Astros playing. Who do you guys have coming out of the AL East? I mean,
Yankees.
AL.
Got to win tonight.
Yeah.
Got to win Game 4 tonight.
They have to win Game 4 and
And
Game
5. Yeah.
And Game 6.
We're in good
because
shape
then you
tonight,
get
though.
Cole.
Mm-hmm.
With Tanaka on the mound, for some reason, he turns into like.
He's been sensational in the playoffs.
He always
It's
is.
insane.
He always is.
He like dials in.
That's
I've
what I'm
never
saying.
seen someone so
Their
serious
pitchers,
like that.
you're mad that they didn't get signings, but they still have 3 really good pitchers. Severino.
And
has-
no one
has been pitching
anticipated
really
Gurman
well.
beating his wife.
Yeah, it would have been nice
A week
for
before
yeah,
the end of the
Gurman
season.
did
But
that.
what's going on with James Paxton, though?
This,
What's going on with James Paxton?
Shook.
it's a big stage to play on in the playoffs. He's not doing bad.
You're,
He's
Not
also not
doing
getting the
bad.
runs.
hey, I'm not
scored
saying
as you
I would do better than him, but I'm saying that you have to
You're also-
have the personnel. If you're Brian Cashman, you have to be able to put pitchers that you're confident that will not allow runs, like James Paxton. If you want to advance, you want to have a shot against a team like the Houston Astros.
He was 11-0 to end the season. It's just he wasn't getting the same run support, and
Yeah, the
Now
run
you're-
support changes completely in the playoffs. It's not the same. He's also pitching against Verlander, Cole, Greinke. These are all Cy Young winners. They could be Cy Young winners. They're all like top 5 pitchers.
better than every pitcher, starting
That's
pitcher
true.
on the
So
Yankees.
yeah, he's not as good as them, but he's still really good. He's up there.
And that's-
I have
yeah.
confidence in Paxton. I have confidence in all 3 of them.
That's my one thing, though. I feel like the Houston Astros are literally like the Yankees' kryptonite because they're starting pitchers, Justin Verlander, Zach Greinke. They're just sensational. And
Start to bottom,
you can't
they're
beat
an
them
amazing
start to
team.
bottom. And if you're gonna have a pitcher to go against the Yankees' starting lineup, you're gonna want it to be Justin Verlander or a player like Zach Greinke. So Houston Astros have amazing pitching, and for that reason, it's tough for me because I'm a huge Yankees fan. But like, I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for them.
No, I definitely do see it because second time around, it changes completely. And the Yankees have the advantage.
Listen, they had
Second
Cole.
time
They
around.
just didn't get the timely hits.
Yeah,
the first 4
Yankees-
innings, they
Yankees
had people
definitely have the
second and third.
advantage.
It was expected for the Yankees pitchers. They weren't going to be perfect. The Astros pitchers are expected to be perfect, and they have to be. Because if it gets a late game and it's close, that's when the Yankees are supposed to have the advantage. When you look at bullpens,
I think just Cole pitching, Cole Verlander, once they go through the second time around, they're not going to last 7, 8 innings. It's not going to happen. So the bullpen's going to be exposed a little bit more. And the Yankees bullpen is their biggest strength. Easily is their biggest strength. So
the starters also have to go a little bit deeper,
yeah,
make it through 5 at least.
I'm just upset that like the Yankees, your entire starting lineup, you know, encompasses a bunch of all-star hitters. You know, you have Encarnacion, Didi Gregorius, all these players who I've talked about earlier, and yet you can't get one of those players, just one of those players to hit off them.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Aaron Judge did the other night, game 2.
The first two, Judge LeMahieu and Gleyber Torres have been doing everything expected. Edwin Encarnacion, I still have faith.
He played good. He played great in the Minnesota Twins series, though.
But even with the Astros, it's really Altuve, the Correa. It's not.
Who's their rookie? The big lefty rookie. I forgot his name, but he hasn't been hitting either, and he's usually smoking 400-foot shots, and especially in Yankee Stadium, they were saying he's going to be an issue, but he hasn't done much of anything.
So they've hit it. I don't think Bregman hasn't really shown out yet. He probably will show out tonight.
Altuve was overdue. The first 2 games he did nothing. He was overdue. So
it's just a matter of time. The Yankees will.
Since, I'm waiting on him. I have faith in Sanchez at Yankee Stadium.
It's once they heat up, and Gregorius hasn't been hitting either. He hasn't been hitting though since the beginning.
It's the juiced baseballs.
Yeah, it is juice baseballs.
4 times up. First pitch, pop out.
They unjuiced them.
Really?
Listen, we can show you graphs. You look at the air resistance on the ball for the past 40 weeks. Once you hit week 40, I'm telling you.
I don't know if there's
something's going on.
I think just the talent in the MLB is just significantly better, and everyone's throwing harder.
Compared to basketball, you get to the playoffs, points per game drops down by 20 points.
Well,
can you attribute that directly to them playing defense?
Can you just attribute that to the starting pitchers? Luis Severino, Masahiro Tanaka. Then you got Justin Verlander, Zach Greinke. Oh, you got Steven Strasburg.
Yeah, I
don't know if I buy the whole juice baseball thing. I don't know.
I'm a seller.
I don't know if I sometimes I definitely do, and then sometimes I don't know. It's weird. There's definitely something going on though with baseball. 100%.
So overall, let's just make predictions for the series, just for the sake of it. So you have
Yankees in 6.
Yankees in 6.
7. Yankees in 7.
Yankees in 7. I'm a Yankees fan. I feel like I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel for the Yankees. However, I'm a Yankees fan. I have to say the Yankees. I'm doing Yankees in 7. I don't care.
Carlos Stanton got paid off last year.
I don't care. The Yankees will win. They're going to advance to the World Series, and they will be playing the Washington Nationals. And when they play the Washington Nationals, it's going to happen. It's going to be a broomsticks.
5 games.
All right.
Still, where's Jacoby Ellsbury?
23 million. We're not going there. We're done with MLB right now. We're done. Right. I don't want to talk about Jacob Ellsbury. Let's not do that to ourselves. All right, guys. So that's what we got for today. Now we're actually going to end officially. Thanks you guys for watching, and have a nice day.
Be good.